Good afternoon, everyone. Ready for the barbecue 4th of July? Well, food prices skyrocketing, official figures, pure fiction. I mean, you can see the direction it's going. How prepared are we for the corralling of your life based on food? Those that control food, control civilization. And barbecue season begins. And if we look at the prices, you might get a little sticker shocked as we move through. This is just the average retail price increase. This is off grocery price index. Frozen foods, almost 30%. Regular groceries, on average, across everything you could buy in a supermarket, not just meats, almost 35%. Alcohol up 10%. Cheese is up above 15%, in produce almost 20%. Now, every time you buy something, that's a little more out of your pocketbook, and you can see you're not buying elsewhere. And that's why a lot of stores are closing and the economy is contracting. That disposable income's going into your very basic life need to stay alive. Wait, how much have groceries gone up? Precise number is 20.8%, but I'm like, scratching my head. Over on the side, left side, is 95 on there. And percentile index, and then when you come far to the right, it's up at around 122 or so. So do the math for me. That's not 20.8%. I'll round it up 21%. That is still incorrect. So even the official figures with this simplest to read chart, simple math just doesn't, well, maybe they're educated in American schools, arithmeticing. And if we take a look at the grocery price index in a tabular form here, dozen eggs at the top, 98% increase, that means almost double price. So every time you buy eggs, that's why you want to get your own chickens. And you go down through frozen orange juice. Well, they had a complete wipeout in the crop. It's going to continue to go up as these prices move into the rest of the year and then into next year. It's going to take a fair few years for the orange crops to come back from the devastation last year. Coffee up 44%, and they're talking about more losses in the coffee, so synthetic coffee inbound. The lowest price there, bacon at the bottom, 17%. So everywhere you look, your food's going up. And if you want to take a look at the trend, 130, 137, so that kind of puts us in the general. I believe this chart more than the Fed chart, actually, which is scary. You have an independent firm coming out with the numbers. And then look at that green spike. You know what that is? Lab-grown meats, alternative meats. Got really expensive. How is that going up, doubling, tripling in price, and then, well, nobody wanted it, so it cascaded back down. And here's the shocker, the sticker shocker. Poultry lovers might be in for sticker shock ahead of the 4th barbecue. Wholesale boneless chickens soared 67%. That's more than 4 times beef or 4 times pork prices. Now, this is a leading indicator. So when it hits the wholesale first pricing here, your retail price is going to reflect that, but obviously you're not going to get the wholesale price. So as this rolls up higher, faster, you'll see that in the supermarket eventually a couple months past. So as you come into August, September, your prices will be even higher for poultry products. Speaking of digestive issue, this is caused by a potential toxin that's in all of the, quote, healthy foods that scientists have long been telling us to eat with a fraudulent food pyramid for the longest time. This potential toxin causes digestive issues according to Dr. Gundry, a world-renowned cardiologist. This is affecting millions of people nationwide. Warning signs include weight gain, fatigue, digestive discomfort, stiff joints, and skin problems. I can assure you that the damage is probably caused by these healthy foods. The good news is, you can easily help fix the problem from your own home. You can find this information yourself, gutcleanseprotocol.com/adapt. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/adapt. Because after years of research, Dr. Gundry has decided to release an informative video to the public for free, showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. gutcleanseprotocol.com/adapt, or click on that link in the description box below. And now on with the video. And I love how earlier in the article, they're claiming, oh, looks like inflation's in the rearview mirror. Except for that blue line that's for restaurants, food away from home, that's just going through the roof there. It seems like it is sort of leveling off for regular food preparation at home, i.e. go to a supermarket, buy it yourself, cook it at home yourself. But that is, and by own indication of everything else that's going up in price, going to continue to rise and follow with that blue line. So you can expect just more higher prices. But this was talked about many years ago on the Adapt 2030 channel. You're going to need to prepare for this. Now, CBS News was following the price tracker also, and then asked just the average people coming out of supermarkets, how are these higher prices on you? And they went around the country and did different, regions, and 35% said it's a hardship, meaning very, very difficult. They're choosing to eat or heat their homes or do other things with that money. Nobody in America should be in this position at all. Difficult, 37%. You add those up, and it's a little over 70% of all the people living in America are either having a difficult or hardship time because of food prices. That's only one element of your life. What about the rent? What about the energy, the electricity, the gasoline? That's insane, and it should not be happening in our country. Which brings me to self-sufficient people. You cannot profit from them because they are outside the system. They're growing their own. They're trading their own. They are barely affected by any of this. And if it would be from the cattle producer local or from their local herdsman or local farm. So you can see the tremendous amount of shock this is causing just for food. Now, in my opinion, and along with many others, this is just the beginning. The food prices are going to continue to increase from here, another double or tripling. So when we started the Adapt 2030 channel, along with myself and other people who were helping me get it started and feeding information, the forecast was doubling and tripling food prices to about this time, and then it was going to rocket to a 7x. So the general trend is we are already at the double to the tripling food price range. If indicators are from what was forecast because of the weather mix-ups and jet streams in the wrong places, cloud cells moving, a lot of things electromagnetically bending on the planet, affecting food production like they do every cycle, then where we go from here at, double or 2.5, 3 times food price back from 2014-15, we're going to be looking at a 7x from that price from 2014-15. So your food price will double again and then some. From this point, maybe even triple. So now you got to put that into perspective. And how much are people making across the country to be able to, battle against this? Your best suggestion, my solution for this for you, gardens. Vegetable prices are outrageous. You can grow your own veg. And you can raise your own chickens and ducks for the eggs. And then you have a meat source too at the end of the year where you can harvest off all the roosters or whatnot and put those into a pot. So you're starting to close some of the loop by having gardens, raising your own chickens or ducks. You get the protein and the eggs. And then you're not so much worried about that egg cost doubling because you're producing your own eggs, and you could trade that for something else. Oh, and one last thing. I'm so grateful for my neighbor Charlie because we cannot grow broccoli very good. We've just never, ever had very good success with broccoli. Broccolini, okay, but he was growing broccoli, and we had extra duck eggs. So I was able to trade eggs for the broccoli. Now, see, they didn't have the eggs. We didn't have the broccoli. So even your neighbors or those growing veg and things around you, think about how you could even trade with them. So what did I talk about? Food, median income. Okay, this is just the averages state by state. Now, what you notice, the median income, the lowest, Mississippi, 47,000. You look at the Southeast U.S., relatively low compared to places like California, New York, and this kind of thing, 162K in D.C. So when you look at that and you say, all right, well, that's not too bad until you move forward to the actual income needs to live comfortably, and now you're going to even need to add more as our food prices continue to go up further. So if you compare with the charts together, you're looking at an easy $25,000 to $30,000 difference between the median income and what your individual needs will be to live with some comfort in the American utopia. That's why if your parents made $80,000 in the 1990s, you'd have to make about $246,000 right now to have the same. So $250K is the new $80K. And I've seen some other images coming out about home pricing. So 10 years ago, 2014, $260,000 got you that house at the top. Right now, $250,000 gets you this, what I would consider a tool shed, and a very small one at that. So what happens when prices get higher and we hyperinflate? Well, this is what happens. This is local Walmart. We go to this sometimes. It's a little, not exactly close, not exactly far, but during COVID, the maximum that they had for pickup lanes was 19. And I went there and look at all the new ones they're installing. There's actually 50 of these. They go beyond the stop sign past where there's that winch lift there. All brand new. And it goes back to where there we are behind the netting there. There's 50 of these pickup lanes for a little small town. So you tell me what's going on. They're expecting theft. They're going to start closing off your ability to go into the stores and buy things. They're going to deliver it out to your car. Everything's going to go online ordering. And if you think I'm kidding, you need to watch this movie, this documentary called The Grab. And there's one quote that really grabbed me out of here. When you don't have enough food, money is useless. They talk about all the conglomerates buying up food resources around the planet in unison to then dominate the food market and charge you whatever and bend to the narratives and the thoughts of the day, or you will not receive your food. This is what the whole movie's about. It's downright startling, a little bit unnerving, and it will keep you up at night. And then when you couple this with the great taking, the world we're moving into is you're going to have to get self-sufficient and quick. And I thought this quite the fitting here. And I thought this quite the fitting image. Once elected, I will be vegetarian. Yeah. That's why I say sincerely that you're going to be really much more responsible for your food production and your own food supply chain. So as we come up to the barbecue season, please discuss this with friends, family members, everybody's very receptive now because they see. So it would be great. How do you talk with your neighbors to start a community garden in somebody's garden if there's no fence? Hey, we'll use this as the central point. Everybody work on it 1 or 2 hours a week or a day or those, and have, one person in charge of the tasks and that sort of thing. And make it a community project. Kids can come out, they can learn, starting your kids early, how to build soils, how to do a garden. What a great treat for the summer. But these are the kind of solutions. This would be a great one to implement. Talk about community gardens or some sort of garden program with the people you're around. It'll start there first. You'd be surprised just doing lettuce, how much money you will save just on lettuce from going to the store. It'll shock you. It'll blow your mind by the end of the month how much you saved on having fresh salads every day or every other day, and how much money you would have saved versus going in and buying that for $7 a head. Specialty lettuces you can grow. You can buy any seed you want and grow any type of lettuce. You don't have to get that junky iceberg stuff, and you can buy any type you want. But anyway, I do appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Barbecue is yours to discuss these issues. Bye for now.